And good evening, grade 11 parents. I hope you're all well. Thank you so much for watching this, not for being here, but for watching this. I really, yeah, I would much rather be in front of you and seeing you in person. I find it quite awkward and difficult talking to a computer, but it is what it is, and this world has changed a lot in the last year. So, yeah, thank you for taking the time to listen to this. You will be meeting with your child's tutor teacher a little bit later at 7, depending when you watch this. And the idea then is just to discuss things. If you have questions that are raised by what I have to say, then to ask those questions with your child's tutor teacher later. Obviously, also, if there are specific things, you are welcome to email me. If there are things that I say that you want to chat to me about, please feel free to email me and I will get back to you. The tutor group consists of the same tutor team as last year. There haven't been any changes in terms of that. And again, just to reiterate, our goal as a grade team is for the success of your child. So whatever that success may look like, because success is different for different people, because people are different and individuals, but really that they achieve what they're capable of achieving. And for me, a central part of that is actually just working consistently, and also being happy, in inverted commas. So I do think that if your child is in a good emotional space, they are then in a position to achieve their potential academically. So we need to prioritize just their physical and emotional well-being. And if that is taken care of, then actually the rest should follow, as long as there's a bit of hard work involved as well. So yes, just to try and go through this quite quickly, I've got a list of things here that I want to get through without boring you and without taking too much of your time. So just a little request, a few nuts and bolts things. ID documents, please make sure that your child does get an ID document during the course of the year if they don't already have one. They need one for the start of grade 12. We need to have certified copies of their ID document for the IEB, and so that will be needed at the start of next year. So please make sure that you do that. Please ideally try and do it outside of school time. I know it's not always possible and that things have become more difficult with COVID in terms of getting slots and appointments to do things. So I'm aware of that. In a similar vein, learners' licenses as well. I know for you it might be a scary prospect. For them, they probably are overjoyed at the prospect of driving. But in terms of booking learners' licenses, as much as possible, please try and do that outside of school time. I know it's not always possible. The grey camp is not going to happen, again, because of COVID. And class reps, just when you get together with your child's tutor teacher, please do elect a class rep for this year. That would be greatly appreciated. On to academic things, just subject changes. We are running out of time. Subject changes are still possible, but we are running out of time. Please do contact me if you are considering a subject change for your child, and let's have a discussion and just try and get that to happen if it's going to happen. In a similar vein, maths and maths lit. If your child is struggling with maths, please seriously consider a move to maths lit, as it probably is in their best interest and probably will reduce a lot of pressure and stress if they are struggling with maths and if they're working hard. You know, it's one thing if they aren't really working hard, but if they are trying really hard and they still aren't really coming right with it, then please do seriously consider a change. Then just a little heads up, grade 11 into grade 12 is a continuum. So quite a few subjects build on what happens in grade 11. They use it for grade 12. So just be aware of that, and also that a lot of universities, if you're looking for provisional acceptance, look at the end of grade 11 results and the mid-year grade 12 results as criteria to offer provisional acceptance for courses of study. So please be aware of that I will have that chat with the grade 11s themselves, but they need to be working hard, they need to be working diligently, to get a good foundation for grade 12, but also if they are looking to study further and do want to apply for provisional acceptance, then they need to actually make sure that their results at the end of this year are solid and are good. Please also note that requirements for different courses of study vary from university to university and from course to course. So I would encourage you to have discussions with your child around potential avenues of study. Not that everyone has to study once they finish school, but if they are contemplating that, then to look at different options and just to start that ball rolling in terms of the thought process. Also, in terms of open days, and again, I don't know how this will be affected by COVID restrictions, but if there are open days, even if they're virtual, I would encourage you to attend, for your child to attend, just to get an idea of what's out there, even if it's for them to find out, actually, I'm not interested in that as a potential career, or actually that university isn't for me, or whatever it might be, but just for them to narrow down options and just to help them get a little bit of motivation and direction as they enter into the final year and a half, in essence, of their school career, because grade 12 is not a full school year. Then just very quickly, the assessment schedule should be available for your child. They should be able to see it on where their timetable is on the portal. Their assessment timetable should be there. With COVID, it is really tricky. We normally would say your child must not miss any assessment, no matter, if they aren't feeling well, then to come and write it and then go home afterwards. Unfortunately, due to COVID restrictions, if your child's not feeling well and one of what they're experiencing is a COVID symptom, please do not send them to school. That is really, really important. But please do contact the tutor teacher and just inform them as soon as possible that your child will not be coming to school and therefore will be missing an assessment. Okay, so please do communicate that. That is quite important, and please do not send your child to school if they have any symptoms of COVID. Yeah. And then a big part of the grade 11 year is the prefect selection process. That happens in the third term. And just for those of you who aren't familiar with it, at Elkanah House, prefects it's a position of servant leadership. It's not a disciplinary role. It is a case of them running with portfolios and initiating things and basically leading their peers. So that is what prefectship entails at the school. And there are many other opportunities for them to lead, both, leading up to the prefect selection process, and then obviously afterward it as well, where it's not just prefects who are in positions of leadership in the school. We have the SRC, we have various organizations and groups that do various things, and they do have student leaders of those as well. Just again, in terms of parenting stuff, please do ensure that you set clear boundaries for your children. I know they are young adults at this point, but they still do need boundaries. And just my concern is that they can lose focus in terms of their schoolwork and various other things if they are given carte blanche and total freedom. And again, I know this is up to individual parents in terms of how they parent, but I would strongly encourage you, please, to as much as possible have clear boundaries for your children, and just to know that while they are young adults, they are still not fully adults as such in terms of awareness of their actions and the consequences and responsibilities that they have if they do certain things. So please, just treat them like young adults, but at the same time they are not adults. I hope that makes sense. This has felt like a bit of a ramble, and again, normally there would be questions and I'll be able to respond. I hope it's been informative and useful, and if you have any questions, please ask your child's tutor teacher. Thanks very much.